Hello, my name is V.L. Vaughter. I'm the creator of Victories and Fumblings. I want to welcome you to it. I'm going to take just a few moments to give you an overview of what's on this site so that you can get the most out of it. I do want to emphasize, as is here on the home page when you first sign in, this site has been provided for anyone who wants to learn more about Scripture or to have tools that might help them to be able to teach Scripture. On the home page, besides the very brief description, of course I'm assuming you clicked on this in order to be watching this video, there's a verse of the day, a quote from C.S. Lewis each day, and further down is a what's new. This is typically perhaps 30 items long, and then I start replacing them. And as you can see, I'll give a comment of whatever has just been posted. That way, if you've been away for a week or two or three, you can very quickly catch up on what is on the site that you would be interested in. The menu is on the bar between the main photograph and the web page itself. You can see them here, videos, outlines, etc. As you put your mouse on them, drop-down menus will appear if there's anything in which to be seen at that point. And as you can see, in some places there are. On videos, this is what has been posted so far. Let's choose just one of these and see how it works. I'll come here and let's click on Hindu. All of these pages are set up the same way. Once you've seen one, you've seen them all in the sense of what's available. There'll be a presentation outline. One will have blanks and one will not have blanks. If you click on it directly, the icon will come up here in a moment in front of you and see here are the fill in the blanks. True and false, fill in the blank. This is the intro video. Post them on YouTube. I have in short segments of about 9 minutes, 8.5, 9 minutes a piece, what it may be. This is the entire video, in which you can right-click and you can save the link as to your machine. Over here is the PowerPoint show that is the basis of the video. You can right-click on it and save the link to your machine also. To watch the video, you can simply click here and it will begin. Or you can go on YouTube, where you can blow the picture up into a larger size. When you start the video, you'll have a drop-down box over here that will give you the resolution. These are all filmed in high definition, so you do not have to have a lower quality in order to watch. That's an example of a video. Outlines, Job outlines. Let me choose the Job 1 through 20. You can download the questions themselves in a file for yourself to be able to use right here, or you can pick up a PDF, whichever you want. You just right click and you can save the link as, if it's a PDF, you can click right on it and view it. Here are the questions. I have made these for my own teaching and passed them on. For instance, you can see this, what might be the purest example. And when you click here, the suggested answer or response will begin to play. These questions are designed for group discussion and actually personal application. There's been an excellent response in these questions from actual usage. Apologetics. There's two sets of apologetics. I'm going to click, instead of going to one of these in particular, I'm going to actually click on the apologetics. There are discussions and analysis. The discussions are general discussions between two friends in which one is a skeptic and the other is a believer, and the skeptic in each of the chapters is bringing up a main concern of his why he thinks Christianity is not true. Even though these are easy reading, I think you'll find them very helpful. I'm going to bring one up to give you an example of it. And here it is right here. Ken Harrison walked briskly from his car and rubbed his hands together with a touch of enthusiasm before he entered Starbucks. And then Ken shows up. They begin to have a conversation, and that leads on, as you can see, continuing to what seemed to really be bothering Sam. Ken asked, "You don't believe there's light after death?" An outline of a smile appeared, etc. As you can tell, it's conversation, with one topic being discussed each time. There's a recap of it right here. Going back to apologetics and choosing the analysis. Now these will have the same chapter names, but these are written differently. These are not conversation. These will have footnotes, possibly an appendix at the end. Let me just choose one right here. There are too many gods. And this particular article discusses that the issue of too many gods and too many religions is not an issue to toss out Christianity, as quite frankly is used. Footnotes, perhaps at the end of the page. Tim wants to be discussed. It might be a link to another place on the website. Then as we go on through the article, it's quite common for me to have what I call a special topic. For instance, in this one here, Here's a special topic called the precedence of interpretation. I refer to page 8, discuss some issues, footnotes here, etc. So that gives you a quick overview of apologetics. Editorials and essays. I have an index to all the articles. I have Figuring Things Out, which contains practical issues, whereas Understanding the Times is more biblical and doctrinal in scope. The index to all articles is where I suggest you go, and when you choose that, this is updated as I create new articles. Here the list is in alphabetic order, and these titles may not mean much. Some seem fairly clear, others may not seem as much, such as here, but if you come to the right, you'll see a theme. And of course, as it says here, if you hit Control F, you can find a keyword or part of the theme later when you want to come back to something that you know you've read. You can also use the search in order to find an article that you know you've read and you want to return to. These articles are not long, although the Understanding the Times are more of an essay, whereas Figuring Things Out is more of a thinking out loud. Reviews, book reviews, Christian classics, and C.S. Lewis. The only one that has anything on it right now is book reviews. If you choose Christian classics, you'll see some of the books that we will be putting on here soon, and I'm in the process of rereading these and doing fresh reports. In contrast to that, if you go to book reviews itself, here's Love Wins by Rob Bell. This is a complete book report. Here's Heaven's for Real by Todd Burp. It is reviewed by Rick Davis, who has contributed a few articles and will be doing more in the future. When you click directly on the icon, the report appears. You may have a link somewhere else. As you scroll through it, you can see highlights, whatever you want to read. This is a full book report as opposed to just a review. Whatever the case, there it is with the recommendation, etc. Relax, just games. If you just want to relax and come on and play a Who Wants to Be Bible Millionaire, you just click here and go. Of course, you can log in and get credits. Obviously, I have just embedded these from another website. But if you want to go on and check your basic Bible knowledge, trying to win $1 million, which you will not receive a check from me on, you may do that. As you go down, here's the Bible Jeopardy, and coming on down is good old Battleship. So those are available for you just to relax and have fun. Search is exactly what it says. It will enable you to type in a word or a phrase, and it will go throughout my entire website, finding any page that has that particular term on it that you've typed in. The forum, it's just been started, as you can see. There are 4 categories right now where people can go in, they can post. I will be replying back as I can on these, but they're available there for people to discuss whatever they wish to cover. The one rule I have on this is that any appropriate language or out-and-out attacks on people, you'll simply be banned. I just won't have that here. There are comments in which you are welcome to come on and just say whatever you want to say. Right now, it's just myself and Rick Davis who have contributed comments, so if you wish to add to them, you can certainly do that. And then about, we'll tell you something about myself, the primary contributor, and Rick Davis, who is right here. They're for you. These will continue to grow. There's a number of videos lined up in preparation now. Outlines are being prepared. The same for apologetic articles. On these 2 right here, there'll be about 10 chapters, 11 chapters on each one, and the chapters run anywhere from 10 to 15 pages. So there'll be a lot of material available here. Essays are typically written every 2-3 days. I'll post an essay. Once again, returning to the essays, as you can see from the themes, a lot of topics are covered. Where a theme is not given, it's obvious from the title what it is. On here, you'll see the different items that have crossed my mind, and so I've written an article in hopes of being able to help you. Well, that pretty well takes care of it, and I trust this site will be helpful for you, and it will do what I will close all my videos with, that this site will give you the tools to help you have victories in your life and to avoid fumblings.